What has caused the spirits to awaken on Widow's Bay?
Is this show more successful as comedy or horror?
Can Widow's Bay keep this up for 10 episodes?
We'll answer all those questions and more on Double PHQ's Widow's Bay podcast.
What town doesn't have a checkered past?
My name's Bubba, and with me, as always, is someone who has journeyed from a humble tradesman to the first Reef Prime and Lord Island Protector. It's Catfish!
Bubba, as always, it's a pleasure to be podcasting with someone who uses the phrase age appropriate quite a bit.
Wait, guys, welcome. We're going to be breaking down the first 3 episodes. That's right, the first 3 episodes of Apple TV's new horror comedy. What is it? Widow's Bay. We're going to be taking the ferry to an island 42 or possibly 52 miles off the coast, and we're going to break down what's real and what's not to determine which of your 2 hosts are sane. This is filled with spoilers for those first 3 episodes. This is a post-show, after-show podcast where we're going to discuss all the things we love, all the mysteries that have us excited. So, Catfish, these first 3 episodes, according to the show creator, Katie Dippold, she says that these first 3, she considers it the climax of the show's first act. She said, quote, "A lot of this was just following my gut. I knew I would be frustrated by a show where the whole time Mayor Tom refuses to believe it. So I looked at episode 3 as the end of Act 1. Now there's no more denying it. The first couple episodes, he's in complete denial, and I wanted to have something happen that was just undeniable." That's the show creator's thought. We've seen this first act. What do you give these first 3 episodes out of 10, Catfish?
Well, Bubba, first I just got to push back against the creator of this show. I thought when he yelled at everybody not to go outside that he knew something was going on. But, Bubba, I am going to give these first 3 episodes 9.4 out of 10 double H's.
Wait, double H's?
Yes. Hilarious horror. I know, not very interesting. Bubba, this is a pleasant surprise. Now, we covered Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series, but that was a horror comedy. As opposed to this, I feel like they're 2 different things. That was a horror comedy. As the horror was going on, it was funny. And this is more of a horror as well as a comedy. Although the Sea Hags attack did have some moments of hilarity in it. Now, the paintings, the photos in this, the Widow's Bay video, and Matthew Rhys' subtle reactions are killing me. You know, we've known him as a serious actor, and he is just doing some wonderful, wonderful minute takes. Great, Bubba, you will appreciate this. Great eye work from him, because that is your specialty. And there have been genuinely scary moments. But, Bubba, my favorite thing of this, which is just, it's sort of tossed off and they don't belabor it. But one of the things that really tickled me about this, I watched it 2 times, and that scene where they say to the innkeeper, all right, well, after Matthew Rhys has had his night in there, they're like, you go into the room for 10 seconds. They close the door and they open it. And you can just tell for him, that has not been 10 seconds. And then they say, we're going to put you in for 30 seconds. And he's like, can I have some food? And they're like, what do you need food for? It's only 30 seconds. And then they open up the door again. And he's sitting on the bed just completely given in. And you don't know what's happened to him, how long it's been. But we really don't go over it. We don't go over it. And what's cool about that is, I feel a lot of times for the horror is sort of really best when it's what you imagine yourself. And so we're getting a lot of, over the top spookiness, but we're also getting a lot of just imagine it yourself. And so I just am really, really hot on this show. So, Bubba, that's what I gave it. I gave it 9.4 out of 10 hilarious
very
horrors.
High. That's a very high score.
Very high. Listen, I started watching this show, and I'm like, you can. I was like 15 minutes in, and I'd send you a text, and I said, this show is my jam. I don't care if nobody else likes it. This show is made for Catfish. So, Bubba, we're going to find out now whether it's made for Bubba. Bubba, what was your rating on the first 3 episodes of Widow's Bay?
Well, Catfish,
Yeah.
you went 9.4, and I thought
That's what I
the
did.
only way I could top that is
Yep.
to give this 7 double P's out of 10.
7 and double P's. Well, double P is very precious, so obviously you meant a lot. What were the double P's?
Patricia Perfection. Patricia is perfect. She is my jam. And so, listeners, you're listening to a podcast, only 7 out of 10. That's too low. I know it's too low. Let me explain why I only went 7 out of 10, but why Patricia is perfection. I am a big scaredy cat. If you are on YouTube and you like reaction videos, a lot of times you like reaction videos because the person reacting is like, oh, animated and oh my God, wow, wow, wow. I am a big scaredy cat. If you see a really scary movie with me, I'm going to be moving like crazy. I'm going to be gasping at every jump scare. I'm going to go crazy. And so, Catfish, you did send me a text and say, watch this show. We got a podcast about this show. This show is great. I watched that first episode. I laughed a whole lot. But in the very first episode, me, a big scaredy cat, when good old wide-eyed Shep is in the hospital bed, you know it, I know it, everybody's going to know it. Wide-eyed Shep is going to attack. He's going to be
You're going to go bad. Yeah.
He's not going to be right. And that scene didn't scare me at all. And so I was very afraid of like, whoa, I do like all the humor. I loved all the humor in the very first episode. But for me, a scaredy cat, to go through the whole first episode and be like, boy, that was a whole lot of nothing, I was very worried. But let me say, what's interesting is those next 2 episodes, they had some moments that this scaredy cat could not take. Mayor Tom in the crawl space, not good. Oh my goodness. And then Mayor Tom swimming with the sea hag behind him. Oh my goodness, I was scared. Yet, what was funny is in those episodes, I kind of wanted more laughs. So I'm in a place where I love the laughs, give me more. And then I want those great scares that at least affected me. Everybody gets afraid of different things. Those second 2, the episode 2 and episode 3, they scared me.
You got left right after the thing when the sheriff is like, I got you, big guy, when he's like in 6 inches of water. Come on. That was a funny bit.
Listen, if it's not Patricia, it's not perfection. She is a hilarious character.
Patricia, she doesn't need to worry about getting chased by certain demons because she's aged out.
I know, that was so funny. And that was in the first episode, so funny. Now, Catfish, do you want to tell everybody, you texted me and said, watch this show. What did I text you about the first episode of this show?
You're like, well, it's kind of humming, but... Well, that's what you start off with, but then you said, I need more Patricia. My God, right after the first episode.
She's gold. She's gold, and I've read that she gets some more special time on the show with her, was it the sundown happy hour? Oh, man. It's going to be fun.
I mean, when they're having the meeting in the third episode, and Patricia is querying Tom about this woman he picked up. I mean, it's
she had a flat tire and he didn't pick her up. Gold.
Oh, no, my God. And now after that, he's got to pick up the old lady who works in the office every morning to take him to work. And once again, Matthew Rhys, little subtle reaction, perfection.
So we are both, even with my quote-unquote tough score, we are both really high on Widow's Bay on Apple TV+. If you're watching this show, theoretically you are because you got this far into the podcast, we need to hear from you. If you're on YouTube, go down in those comments. Tell us what scared you, what made you laugh. If you're on audio podcast, you know it, I know it. We're on all social media channels at Double PHQ. The word double, single letter P for podcast, HQ for headquarters, at Double PHQ. We've got a big 2026 coming up. Later this month of May, we're going to be talking The Mandalorian and Grogu. In June, House of the Dragon Season 3. In July, Silo Season 3.
Oh, my God.
In September, there's Season 3 of The Magpie, Moonflower, and Marble Hall Murders. We've got Only Murders in the Building Season 6. Slow Horses Season 6. Babylon Berlin Season 5. The Terror is going to be coming to regular AMC. It just launched on AMC Plus. We got a lot for you. So please subscribe. Tell us what you like about this show. Tell us what you like about Patricia.
Absolutely. Let us know all these things. So, Bubba,
Yeah.
we're not gonna belabor the point here in this first episode. Even though we're covering 3 episodes, we're still gonna kind of keep it moving a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just more fun stuff. We'll talk about our favorite things. So, Bubba, you were just talking about how you're completely unimpressed by our wide-eyed boy. So, what was your favorite scare of the first 3 episodes?
Okay. So this is a very particular to me type of thing.
Okay.
But when the sea hag is over Mayor Tom in the bathtub, and then she kind of explodes into nothingness, and that gunk looked like it was going into Mayor Tom's mouth. Oh my God, I was not in a good place. I was going to start lysoling my tongue. That was creepy, disgusting. It made me squirm. It may be only specific to me, but sea hag in the bathtub with the harpoon. That was my answer and clue, and that got me. How about you? You, as our listeners know, you are a big horror fan. You subscribe, call me crazy. Don't you subscribe to Shudder, Catfish?
I do, Bubba. I love horror movies. And I have to say, and I just went to see the guy who did Oddity, just did a movie with Adam Scott called Hokum I enjoyed very much. But Bubba, I was freaked out by the guy in the hospital attacking Tom. But my scare, and maybe it's not a horror, it's just a fear for my life. It was when the sea hag was preparing to kill Tom in exactly the manner Wick said she was going to kill him. That was like, oh, sweet hell no.
Hell no. Oh, my goodness gracious. Isn't that the best sales ploy you ever got for Lazy Boy? Like, they want to move some recliners. That was pretty good.
You know, Bubba, this is one thing I want to ask you, because I did a kind of a dive on this, and
Okay.
I couldn't really find anything that said that this show, I mean, I guess the one thing I found said the show was set in modern times, but that completely seems wrong. Everything about this seems to say the 70s. We've got the
aesthetic,
landlines,
the aesthetic, for sure.
the complete aesthetic of it really makes it seem like it's in the past.
Even the font of the show's, Widow's Bay.
Yeah.
Recalls back to those paperback, we all say Stephen King, but all those, creepy horror paperbacks that used to be everywhere in the late 70s, early 80s. And so I think, probably to get everybody involved, they want to say it's set in the present. Sometimes shows set in the past can feel a little musty. This doesn't feel musty. But the aura it's creating, the furniture is not being shipped from the mainland. Design new cars are not being shipped from the mainland. This is a great aesthetic. I love it. And hey, speaking of aesthetic, Catfish, because this is, as you said, a horror as well as a comedy. Horror movies do great with specific locations. Like don't go in the basement. Don't go in Camp Crystal Lake. You know what I mean? Like, there are specific places where you're like, oh, no. So in these first 3 episodes, we got a really creepy hotel. We got the ocean. Swimming in the ocean is scary. We got the torture dungeon at the end of the first episode down in that cave, seemingly. We got the crawl space, the spooky, the spooky woods. What, for you, of these first 3 episodes, is your favorite creepy, spooky location? And why?
Well, I'm going to have to give it to the crawl space, because even better, when he first saw it, he was like, oh, hell no.
Right.
And then the clown ghost convinced him to go. And then the clown ghost turned bad. I do not, Bubba, that is my fear. Any kind of confined spaces. If someone's in a movie and they're like crawling around, or even in that the horror movie with the women who are spelunking, horrible. Even before the unspeakable demons in that movie showed up, it's just too much for me. So it was a crawl space for me for sure.
I love that it's very personal to you, because for me, what was the first horror movie that I really remember? And some people may say it's not a horror movie. For me, it scared the life out of me as a little, 6-year-old kid. Jaws. Jaws, I was so afraid. And then, once again, there should be reaction videos of me at 6. Suddenly, when the shark is attacking at the very end, I start screaming out, kill it, kill it, kill it. I was so afraid. And so in this third episode, when the sea hag appears behind him in the water, oh, I was not in a good space. I was like, get to shore, get to shore. And I'm about to go to the beach. Are you about to go to the beach, man? This is some scary stuff, man. Wow.
Well, what's great is that this clearly has some Jaws DNA in it. We've got people warning the mayor, do not let people come, do not do this. And the mayor's like, no, we need this tourism to survive.
The beaches are open, baby.
The beaches are open. Just don't go in if you've got an open wound. That will be your doctor's suggestion. I was worried when the doctor said that. I'm like, is this water filthy? I mean, come on, you don't want your tourists to get sick. But yeah, it's definitely got some Jaws vibes to it. But the one thing we have to point out about Tom that's different than most of these people here is that Tom has an out, because Tom was not born on the island. And that's the important thing, because we've heard in a couple of different places, if you're born in the island, you cannot leave. Even when those first tourists come, the teenagers are hanging out with the teenage boys, and they're like, you've never even been off this island? Yep, they've never been off this island.
Whoa, that would be rough. That would be rough. Do you suspect there'll be some sort of reveal that maybe Mayor Tom actually was born on the island?
Ooh, no, I did not suspect that, but he's got a real close connection to him.
He sure does.
I just wonder if we're going to find out anything more about some other people who we think were okay when they died, but were not. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking a lot about Mayor Tom's wife.
R.I.P. 100% Catfish. Well, okay, because this is the first of the first act that's ending, we are, in the DNA of this is actually kind of like Northern Exposure, Twin Peaks, Mayberry. Here's this small town community, and you meet all the people in it. So, Catfish, in these first 3 episodes, who is your island resident that's standing out to you? Now, we've got Mayor Tom. We've got Wick. Great. Wick, for sure. We've got Secretary Ruth. We've got Rosemary. Patricia, perfection. We've got Dale. Reverend Bryce. Tom's son, Evan, the sheriff. You've got Kurt, the innkeeper. Kathy, the waitress. Anyone else, Catfish? What do you think? Who's your favorite?
Oh, you know what? I hate to do it, but, again, I've been sort of very boring. This is even my rating. My double H was boring. And I just have to give it to somebody that I have been watching for a long time, doing serious work. And
Patricia.
Now they are bringing the funny, and that is
Patricia.
Mayor Tom.
Wait,
that
what?
Is Mayor Tom. For me, it is Mayor Tom. I know it's boring, and I know we've got a lot of characters here, including Patricia, but Mayor Tom is carrying this show on his broad but scared shoulders.
I honestly, Catfish, thought you were going to go Wick. I'm surprised you didn't go Wick when you talk about a character, somebody who's been in a million things, done a lot of drama in addition to comedy. Stephen Root is an American treasure, and he is killing it as Wick.
He has been let's face it, the first maybe 15 years of his career was all comedy. So it's not unexpected, and also he's not being subtle here. I don't. So should we just take yours as written, Patricia?
Thank you. So good. So therefore, eat it, Stephen Root.
You did all this cheerleading for him, and then you were done. All right, Bubba. Well, this is tell me. This is scary and funny.
Yeah,
this is scary and funny. So we got to talk about the funniest bit of the week, and of course, this is for the first 3 episodes, Bubba. I'm going to read out these things. Okay, that I noted, and you can go off the board. You usually do, and then I find out you're usually right. Okay, but for me, the first laugh was, and again, they just do go over it very quickly. The picture in the calendar for the Wolves calendar for July was a car crash. The newspaper clippings around town: priest eaten by whale, man found dead by horse, and cannibalism in God's house. The video for Widow's Bay, where they keep rolling as the guy completely walks around the shore, and then they come back to the video and there's no one there. The tour guide talking about the witch trials. They say, was great source of pride. We caught them. We burned them.
Heck yeah.
Garrett's bicycle adventure in episode 3. And Tom using the recliner to propel the sea hag off of him. What is your funniest bit among those, Bubba, or off the board?
Catfish, what have I told you? Patricia is perfection. And when when they do the age-appropriate jokes, gold, Catfish, gold. And Mayor Tom, in this third episode, I picked up this woman. Yes, she was age-appropriate. Oh, so good. So good. That's for me. So what made you laugh?
Bubba, all those things made me laugh, but the video gave me 2 laughs as they left, and then he came back and it was still on, and that was still part of the video. So I got to give it to the video. Just real dedication to just watch a guy walk all the way down the beach and round the corner.
So good. Did you like the poor guy who was locked in the room in the other video and just stood there? And then it was matched by a guy watching the video in the same pose, like Blair Witch Project. Love it. Mm-hmm. Listeners, we want to know, what made you scared the most? What made you laugh the most? If you're on YouTube, go down to the comments. We'll read your comments on our next podcast. Catfish, you are the horror person. I am not. So you've got to tell me, of these monsters, of these freaks, which one is the best? Which one, maybe some are derivative and you've seen them before, and which ones are like, this is the best? It could be something as simple as the fog. Stephen King's The Mist. In episode 1, we got the fog. Of course, we had the guest/ghost William. We had White-Eyed Shep. The sea hag is single, fellas. What are you going to go for the freak
she's
of the
ready
week?
to mingle. I am going to go with William, the in-guest ghost, only because as the entire time, first they're playing these crazy games, the entire time they are setting us up. We know, that this guy is not real. And, but there he is. And so it's great when he comes out. You know what? Sorry, one other thing I didn't mention that was hilarious was the games themselves.
Teeth.
Daddy's come home. Teeth was just pliers.
Now you remember, amazing. Hold on, you remember that when the settlers came to Widow's Bay first, there weren't any human beings there, but teeth. They found teeth. Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. So I have to give it to William, the in-guest/ghost, just waiting for the turn on that.
Well, I'm very tempted to go with you because about, now maybe 15 or 20 years ago, I went to Chicago and saw the comedy troupe Second City, and that actor was in the main stage show there at Second City, and now he's gone on to Righteous Gemstones, and now William the In-Ghost. But listen, I've got to give it to the best freak of them all, Patricia. I knew it. I knew the Catfish would not be ready for that answer.
Oh my God!
This is why.
Have there been any questions that where the answer wasn't Patricia? Let me go back and review. I don't think so.
Review.
No review. The answer is always Patricia. Oh my God!
Now, as silly as we like to be as podcast hosts, we do occasionally like to be serious too. So at this point in the podcast, and listeners, we want you to join in on this. We're going to present our crazy/not crazy theory of the week. Each podcast, we're going to come up based on what we've seen with a theory for what's going on. So the question this week for a theory is, why have the spirits awakened? The show keeps saying it. Wick keeps saying it. Why now? What has happened now that has caused the spirits to awaken? So I'll go first, Catfish. This is
Okay.
my thought, and it ties into something we've already kind of talked about. It's about this curse or this rule, whatever you want to call it. If you were born on the island, you can't leave the island. And so I was thinking to myself, what could possibly awaken the curse? Well, if somebody broke that, what if somebody broke the rule? Hey, don't feed a gremlin after this time. What if somebody broke the rule? And so far through 3 episodes, who's the big rule breaker? It's Mayor Tom's son, Evan. In some ways, why is Evan even in the show if not to do something like this, to be involved into why the spirits have reawakened? And so that's my theory. I think his son has been up to pranks. He's been doing evil things. What would a rebellious teen do? A rebellious teen would do the one thing he was told he couldn't do, and that's leave the island. And so that's why I think the spirits have awakened. As I've always said, kids, they're not our future. Teach them poorly and let them stay on the island.
All right, Bubba. All right. So ask me the question, then I can do my answer.
Sure. So our crazy/not crazy theory for this first podcast we're doing, the spirits have awakened because...
Patricia.
You got it right. All right, finally somebody got the answer right.
Patricia's urges for Tom are emanating from her and have
Yes.
stirred up the frenzy
Yes.
of the spirits.
She is the kind of girl that makes you want to eat a can of spinach and beat up Brutus.
Oh, Brutus, you're really going back.
Bluto.
Brutus was the OG. Oh, man. I'm glad we're not aging ourselves here.
No grace.
Brutus. Yeah. No, you know what? I didn't really have a good answer. I just thought I felt like they need kind of like psychic, mental energy to feed off of. But it needs to be fresh. So I feel like things started happening when we had the reporter show up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I just feel like any kind of minds that have been not affected so far by the spirits, they feed off of that mental energy. And so yes, bringing new people in is definitely what is making everybody go nuts.
I love that because that would go against Mayor Tom's goal. Mayor Tom's goal of getting these tourists here is what's awakened the island spirit. Catfish, I think that's a great theory. I love it. Listeners, do you love it? Go down in those comments on YouTube. Let us know. If you're listening to the audio podcast, thank you so much. Hit subscribe and reach out to us and tell us your theories on social media at PHQ on Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. We want to hear from you. And Catfish, we're going to end this podcast by going to a recurring theme we always do here, seemingly.
Uh-huh.
And do you want to introduce this? Because this, I know, has a special place in your heart.
It really does have a special place in my heart because, Bubba, I'm generally a warm, open person, but children have very little effect on me. Babies, all that stuff. So we have been covering a lot of shows, and on a lot of these shows, we're really annoying kids. We've got Andor's Leda.
Oh.
We've got The Strain. Do you remember that? We had Zach 1.0 and Zach 2.0, both of them irritating.
No.
Babylon Berlin's Moritz. Game of Thrones traitor brother Tommen. So Bubba, where do we put Evan in this group?
Well,
You know what? You forgot. I feel like you didn't agree with me. But okay, can we talk about little Leia? She was really
Obi-Wan
irritating.
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan's little Leia was also just so righteous and just expected everything to be handed to her.
Catfish, we're forgetting a bunch. Like, we threw these
Okay,
show
all right.
notes together at the
But just on the
absolute last
top of
minute.
off the top of my head, I still
You hate
hate
these
little
kids.
Leia.
F them kids. Why are you so mean, Catfish? All right, well, so this is
Yeah.
here,
Uh-huh.
and call me crazy. I want to know if you agree.
Crazy. Uh-huh.
We put it here in some ways because Evan's part of the show in the story through 3 episodes is the least interesting and least successful part, right? Like when it cuts to Evan and the rebellious teens, don't you kind of go, fast forward? Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, especially because they're like, you would think that kids who are stuck on this island for and haven't even been able to leave, which first of all, if Mayor Tom was so just like none of this is true, he would have let his son leave.
Of course.
But I feel like they're not even really that rebellious. So what? They smoke weed. They run around town. They change sign names to be, slightly dirty. They're not really they're not hooligans. They're just sort of normal teens.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make, so far I've got to put Evan only the traitor Tommen would I put above annoying on the scale of annoying kids for Evan.
Okay, so Zach 1.0 and 2.0 on this train, that was to me, that was pretty nadar of, not only was it just painful to watch, he ended up being evil. He ended up being evil. So even though on Babylon Berlin, Moritz joins the Hitler Youth, I still think Zach 1.0 and 2.0 is the worst. And so I agree. Evan will go behind traitor brother Tommen. And for me, he'll go ahead of Andor's Lita, just because Lita was absolutely terrible, but she was kind of fun to hate. Like, she was so terrible, but it was kind of fun to watch her and go, you're just the worst kid. So because Evan hasn't become a hate yet, I'm going to put Evan right there kind of in the middle of annoying kids.
All right. Just for me, just to be clear, well, you know what? I put Evan at the very bottom.
Oh, okay.
So I completely said the wrong thing.
Oh.
Are is the least annoying of all these kids.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Listeners, do you like Evan? Are you like me, Gen Z? Defend Evan down in the comments. We can't wait to hear.
What is Evan doing? What is Evan doing? He's doing stupid teen stuff. It's no big deal.
He sure is.
It's just stupid teen stuff. And listen, he might learn his lesson.
Let's hope. Okay, hey, so this is the final episode. This is the final bit of the podcast where we always talk about your feedback. Because we literally just decided to do it because we love the show so much. We don't have any feedback, so we're going to have a section called Not Real Feedback.
Okay, great. I love it.
That is, Catfish, why don't you read this not bit of feedback that was posted on social media by our good friend Patman.
Oh, Patrick on Patman Spinagle at Patman Blue Sky says episode 3 of Widow's Bay was worth the wait.
And so he's already waiting week to week for each new episode, Catfish. Excited.
And our good old buddy Bucho says he agrees Patricia is hot.
All right. Yes. There we go. Hey, for everybody here at Double PHQ, my name's Bubba. You can find me on social media at Fit and Trim. That's FITTENTRIM at Fit and Trim on social media.
And I'm Catfish. You can hit me up at G to the Man. That's GEETOTHEMAN on Blue Sky and Instagram. And we'll talk to you next week on Double PHQ's Widow's Bay
podcast. Yay! It rolls off the tongue.
It really does. Really does. We could call it Pleasing Patricia.
Hey, there you go.